Warren Buffett once said, "Accounting is the language of business." What he means by this is if you're unable to understand how your business operates, you are destined to fail. Similarly, on Amazon, you need to effectively analyze the performance of your store using key performance indicators, or KPIs, in order to cover areas of weaknesses or scale your business. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to some of my favorite Amazon KPIs to ensure you have the tools to build a successful brand on Amazon. I'm Amir from Perpetua, and this is Growth 101. First things first, what are KPIs? To put it simply, they're measurements that allow you to gauge the success and progress of your Amazon store. They are fundamental in every online business and can be used to determine progress against established benchmarks. For example, if I'm in the electronics industry, which let's say has an average ACOS of 27%, whereas my brand ACOS is 35%, we can immediately identify that we're less efficient on average with our advertising strategies. So now that we know what KPIs are and why they're important, let's dive into some of my favorite ones. The first metric is advertising cost of sales, or ACOS. It's calculated by taking your ad spend, dividing it by your ad revenue, and multiplying it by 100. It allows you to see if your ads are profitable and how efficient they are compared to competitors. So if I spend $10 on ads and generate $100 in sales, that's an ACOS of 10%. Now, a lot of people wonder what an ideal ACOS should be. And the answer is, well, it depends. It depends on the individual product and category you're selling in. If you have a high margin product in a competitive category, then an ACOS of 50% may be acceptable. I'd also like to emphasize that you need to find a balance with your ACOS. You don't want to be too conservative with your ACOS, spend too little on advertising and not get enough exposure. On the other hand, you don't want to spend too much and narrow your profit margin. Therefore, being able to control your ACOS to the point where you gain enough exposure and maximize your profit will guarantee success for your business. Another important KPI to track is your return on advertising spend, or ROAS, which is the inverse of our ACOS formula. It's your ad revenue divided by your ad spend, and is another way to determine the profitability of your ads. For example, if I generate $100 in sales and spend $10 on ads, that's a ROAS of 1,000%, or a 10-to-1 ratio. So, what is a good ROAS? Well, you're not gonna like this answer, but again, it depends. It varies significantly depending on the industry, business, and even campaign. For example, if your campaign's goal is to increase brand awareness rather than generate sales, you can expect a lower ROAS. However, a common Amazon ROAS benchmark is 400%, or 4-to-1. In other words, $4 in revenue for every dollar spent, which typically signals a successful campaign. Another valuable metric is conversion rate, which signals how persuasive your product detail pages are. It's calculated by taking the number of orders and dividing it by the number of clicks. Typically, a higher conversion rate is indicative of a persuasive product detail page, and as conversion rate increases, so does profitability. So we really strive to achieve a high conversion rate. Now, customers often ask us, "Hey, my conversion rate is low, how can I increase it?" Well, there are two main things you can really do. Number one, ensure your products are priced competitively. If you have an enticing product and a customer has clicked on your page only to be met with an expensive price point, they're going straight to a cheaper alternative. But if changing your price point isn't an option, then consider using sponsored display brand defense campaigns to protect your product detail page from cheaper alternatives. Number two, optimize your product detail page by using high-quality images, ensuring you have a sufficient number of ratings and reviews, and promoting A+ content that really showcases your brand. And all of this builds trust with a customer and makes them more likely to purchase your product. One last KPI that I want to highlight today is your click-through rate, which is an indicator of how appealing your ads are to potential customers. It's calculated by taking the total number of clicks and dividing it by the number of impressions. And now we all strive for a higher click-through rate, which would mean that our ads are more appealing to customers. However, bear in mind that a high click-through rate doesn't necessarily mean more sales. If you have a high click-through rate but a low conversion rate and a super high ACOS, this suggests that something on your product listing is pushing customers away. Therefore, when click-through rate is used in conjunction with other metrics like your conversion rate, you can very easily identify what your issues are and diagnose them accordingly. So, what factors might be affecting your click-through rate? Number one is your relevancy. Ads that are highly relevant to a shopper's search will get clicked on more, leading to a higher click-through rate. But for example, let's say you're selling shoes and target keywords such as sandals and boots. Since they're similar products, this is going to reduce your click-through rate. Why is this? Well, shoppers looking for sandals aren't necessarily looking for shoes, so they won't click on your ad. so please ensure you're targeting the most relevant keywords. Number 2 is your listing quality. Quite simply, if your listing quality is poor, so will your click-through rate. Ensure you have an image that's of high quality and accurately depicts the product, along with a title that summarizes all of the key details of your product. So, if you found this video helpful or have any questions, like this video and drop a comment below. And to learn more about how Perpetua can help you make the best e-commerce decisions and grow your brand, reach out to us at perpetua.io.